Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is the method of silent dhikr as taught by the Shuyukh and the awliya and the high-ranked spiritual masters across the world, and sometimes the method can differ slightly according to a certain path, according to a certain teachings of the teacher or the guide. But the way that silent dhikr is done is as follows, and one must follow this guidance quite strictly and be sincere in the effort in order to begin to taste its spiritual fruit and the power and the change that comes with the silent dhikr in your life. So the dhikr becomes powerful and established permanently through one's own daily effort, which must be given a time between 5 minutes, maybe 7 minutes, or probably a maximum of 10 minutes in the initial few weeks or few months. This is all the soul can bear because of the power and the intensity of the remembrance. Later, when your dhikr becomes stronger, then you can do it for longer if you wish. So this should be done in an undisturbed state, without distractions. Your whole intention is to remember Allah. You're sitting to remember Allah in a form within yourself. And there are many points about this which we will discuss later in terms of points of knowledge. So the method is as follows. You should make a fresh wudu or perform a ghusl if you can, which is like a shower. So the whole point is you begin with purity. You begin in a state of purity, ready for the dhikr. You should try to wear white Islamic clothing if possible. So if you can, try to adopt or try to wear white clothing. And if you can't, then try to wear some kind of Islamic clothing. This is good manners. You begin with your love and your respect towards all the shuyukh, all the great imams and all the great teachers and the scholars of Islam who have sacrificed their entire life to preserve our religion, who have given their every breath in the service of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the service of the messenger Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And you begin with love towards them. Your love and your respect is part of the adab, that they were given the method of dhikr. Not nobody is like us. And what they did was they opened the method of dhikr for the people to help to transform their inner spiritual life and outer spiritual life. It transformed the people's obedience to the Sharia, and it opened and transformed the people's obedience to the Sunnah of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. After beginning with this love for the Shuyukh, so you must focus intensely upon your heart and try to sit in a cross-legged position on the floor. If you cannot do this for any medical reason, you may sit on a chair, you may sit on a sofa. There is no issues. Islam is very lenient when it concerns medical issues. However, the best way to sit is cross-legged on the floor. You must then lock your hands together in your lap with your right hand over your left hand. Just lock your fingers together very gently and hold this position tight. And what you're going to do is you begin saying the name Allah, 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 Allah. Constantly you begin to say this name continuously with concentration from your mind upon your heart. So look down towards the middle of your chest, slightly to the left, and in the left bosom, in the position of the heart, you begin to say Allah, Allah, Allah with an intense calling, and you're calling the name Allah upon the heart. You use concentration of the mind and you focus deeply. The next thing is to imagine, when you close your eyes, imagine being in a place where the awe of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala overpowers you and overwhelms you. And this could be, imagine you're in deep space, drawing or ascending towards the divine throne of Allah. That you have left the world, you have left the dunya, you have left the creation, you have left the universe. Perhaps you feel your soul ascending towards the Almighty, and you are focusing towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's divine being and reality. And when you do the dhikr like that, that's what you need to imagine to help remove distractions. Another thing you can imagine, if that's difficult, is that you are standing on the ocean and you are looking up at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a form that befits His divine majesty. But you are calling the name Allah, Allah, Allah upon the heart, as mentioned in the method. If this is most difficult, then close your eyes and imagine yourself standing before the Kaaba. Imagine yourself standing before the Kaaba, the house of Allah in Makkah, and you are standing there calling your Lord and doing the dhikr with intense yearning. Now this is the most important part of the method. Inside, within the heart, you want to hit the name Allah upon the heart like a hot iron hammer hits molten metal from a furnace. So you want to Allah, 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 Allah. So you are hitting the name Allah upon the heart. Allah, Allah. And you are hitting it like a hot hammer, or a strong iron hammer is hitting molten metal from the furnace. And you are imagine the intention that you are etching the name Allah upon your heart. So begin with this intensity and focus and concentrate and begin your remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Begin your remembrance of Him. Now the last point that you need to act upon is that with each calling of Allah, with each calling upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, increase your intensity of your yearning and your wanting to draw near to Him, as if you are begging to be accepted among His accepted servants, as if you are begging to be accepted among His forgiven believers, His forgiven Muslims. And this is the method of the silent dhikr. Follow this very carefully, follow this very meticulously, and begin to do 5 minutes a day. The best time to do the dhikr is perhaps after Fajr in the morning, or after Isha just before bedtime. This is the best time where you can do the dhikr, and you can try and make this part of your life on a daily basis to begin to feel and taste the difference and the spiritual transformation and the change that the dhikr will bring in your Islamic life. This must be done daily. So you cannot miss. Just like the hadith mentions that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves consistency, and it is small but consistent. When you begin this 5-minute effort, it must be consistent. You cannot miss a day. So it must be done. So choose a time that suits you and begin your remembrance, and do only 5 minutes a day with the method that has been given to you, inshallah.